welcome back to LyreLight. Before we dive into our series on Brother Lawrence's transformative approach to daily life, I thought it would be helpful to take a moment to understand exactly what we're working with when we talk about the practice of the presence of God. You might be surprised to learn that this isn't actually a single book written by Brother Lawrence from beginning to end. Instead, it's something much more beautiful. A collection of treasures gathered from his life and preserved by those who knew him. Let me paint you a picture of how this remarkable book came to be. Brother Lawrence lived in the 17th century as a humble lay brother in a Carmelite monastery. He wasn't a scholar or a theologian. He was a man who discovered something extraordinary in the ordinary moments of his daily work. But here's the thing. Brother Lawrence never sat down to write a comprehensive book about his spiritual discoveries. Instead, what we have are fragments of gold. His personal letters to friends seeking spiritual guidance, conversations he had with visitors who came to the monastery specifically to learn from him, and, most importantly, the lived testimony of his own transformed life. The book as we know it today is actually a compilation that brings together several different types of materials. First, there are the conversations. These are records of actual discussions Brother Lawrence had with people who sought him out for spiritual counsel. Imagine sitting in that monastery kitchen, talking with this gentle brother as he went about his work, and you'll get a sense of these sections. Then we have his letters, personal correspondence where Brother Lawrence shared his insights with friends and spiritual seekers. These letters are intimate, practical, and filled with the wisdom of someone who had truly learned to live in God's presence. But perhaps most importantly, we have the life of Brother Lawrence, and this is where the story gets particularly touching. This biographical section was written by Joseph de Beaufort, who was Brother Lawrence's dear friend. Shortly after Brother Lawrence died, Joseph felt compelled to preserve not just his friend's teachings, but the story of how he lived them out. This wasn't just admiration from a distance, this was one friend honoring another's legacy. What makes this collection so special is that it gives us Brother Lawrence from multiple angles. We get his own words in the letters, we hear his voice in the conversations, and we see how his life actually looked through his friend's loving account. It's like having a 360-degree view of a truly transformed life. This isn't just theory or theology. It's the real experience of someone who discovered how to turn washing dishes into worship, how to find God in the midst of kitchen chaos, and how to maintain what he called the practice of the presence of God throughout an ordinary day. So as we begin our journey together through this material, know that we're not just studying a book. We're entering into a conversation that began over 300 years ago with a humble monastery cook who discovered something that could revolutionize how we experience every moment of our lives. In our next episode, we'll step into that monastery kitchen and discover what it meant to wash dishes with Jesus. Thank you for joining me for this background. I hope it helps you appreciate the beautiful collaborative nature of how Brother Lawrence's wisdom was preserved and passed down to us. These aren't just ancient teachings. They're living insights that can transform your Tuesday afternoon as much as they did his monastery kitchen. Until next time, may you find the sacred in the ordinary.